this is Lucy and welcome to a Fallout 76 Building 101 episode. As many of you probably know, there is a new event coming soon and I have tested it out on the PTS and I had a great time. Apparently the Zetans are coming and with it there will be new build plans for your camp and weapons and various other bits and bobs. I must admit I have not checked all of the data mined stuff because I like to be surprised sometimes. So we'll see what happens. So if you've seen the thumbnail, you will know that today's build is a flying saucer. So I will give you a quick tour. I will be using this camp during the event. And there are a few plans from the event that I do know about that I'm really hoping to get to finish decorating the build off. Or I would like those better than what I have, I guess. So this is a stealth ship. I have put the starry wallpaper on the outside, which glows in the dark and looks quite cool. I originally put all my workbenches into the spaceship, but I felt that I wanted it to be more decorative, so I have built this fueling station. So this is where the Zetans go to power up their spaceships. So it's just a little metal cabin basically with workbenches. And obviously my vendor. So I've made use of the new Enclave turrets, which did kill some ghouls earlier, but completely ignored a pack of dogs yesterday, so not sure what that was about. There is an elevator up into the spaceship, so you don't need marsupial to get in here. A couple of years ago I watched a movie that was an 80s movie that I actually saw as a child called Flight of the Navigator, and actually I thought it had aged pretty well. I mean the effects weren't great and there were a few Muppets in it, but I kind of took the idea I suppose from there, some of the decor. So the alien is collecting samples from Appalachia. That's what all of these are. Obviously there is not a lot of space to decorate. Oops, sorry there mate. This is the black hazmat suit, and which you can get from Daily Ops, and this is the spacesuit, the original spacesuit in the game, which is still in Crater. You look up in the cabinets by Ren, you will find that. Obviously we have the flight deck. And I've decorated the walls with various things. So I'm quite pleased with it. I'm not happy with the bed. But if you have seen in the build menu already, we have a cryogenic bed coming. I'm assuming this is a plan from the event, and I will be adding decorative items as and when as and if I get the plans from the event. I will be taking a few shortcuts in this build. I am not going to show you how to build a circle. You need a 16-sided circle to start this build. I use Brimex's circle. I will put a couple of links down below. I could do a circle video, but as his is my favourite circle, I kind of feel that A, I'm reinventing the wheel, and no pun intended, And B, I kind of feel that it's dishonest to do that because I would pretty much be replicating what he's already done. So anyway, let's get on with the build. So I have moved my camp widget and stored all my objects, and we'll make a start. This is my circle. It is a 16-sided circle based on Brimex's tutorial, which I will post a link to down below. Sometimes they can be difficult to place, but just persevere. It should go down. I have not had a problem getting this blueprint down, generally. So as you can see, the foundations are flipped into the middle. And we have alternate walls. This is going to be quite useful. I'm going to be using the Enclave set, which I believe was a Fallout First perk from last season. Or, well, it was definitely from last season. You will need a roof set that has a flat piece and a 45-degree angle piece on the same tab, because you will be switching the roofs through. So you will probably need a roof set that comes from the Atom Store or was available through one of the seasons. If you have something like this, once it's all done, you can always swap it to a black set. What we are going to do is we'll start alternate pieces. We are going to put a flat roof down and we are going to turn it into the upwards position. Now this one is the wrong way round. Unfortunately, I can't predict which way, so I'm going to turn it 180 degrees. Come on, there we go. And you can probably tell from the shape that this is going to be the bottom of our saucer. So we are going to do that all the way round on the alternate pieces. The reason we can't do it on these pieces is because it won't let us. So I'm going to go round and do this on all of the warehouse walls. So you now should have something that looks like this. We now need to flamer trap these, or if you play with a friend, you can get into PvP and get them to destroy them. For flamer trapping things up high like this, I like to use one of these portable toilets, and I put my flamer trap on top of it. So just go around and flamer trap all of these roofs. So it should now look like this. So we are going to repeat the same thing on the barn walls. So it should now look like this. Now, we're not going to repair these broken ones yet. We're actually going to break all of them. And the reason for that is because it's much easier to get the pieces that will become the floor on if there is nothing in the way. So you should now have 16 destroyed roofs, which vanish when you come out of build mode. And as you can see, this will be the base of our saucer. We're now going to place walls for our roof floors. We want one here. Now on my circle, this wall will face inwards in this position. but that one will not. But there is a workaround. We are going to add 3 half walls on top. Then go to your roofs, and we are going to build these in a cross pattern like this. We are going to take the middle one out, so I'm going to put it into this position and just store it. Now again, we need to flamer trap these because we will be overlapping. You may not have enough room to get your flamer trap stand out, so I would suggest you do it outside. I have done this twice. It can be a bit of a pain to get these lined up, but it is doable. If you use the middle square gap, you can put your flamer trap in there. So all those pieces have been destroyed. So we're now going to put roofs here. Now, because this wall is backwards, the roof will only snap on the back. But that's fine because we can remove it afterwards. Now the roofs might try and snap to the broken pieces, so be careful. Make sure you've got them in the right places. We're going to do the same cross. Like this. Might be easier if I get up here. And we can now, we've done this section, go to our camp widget and repair all. Yes, I am building this on a custom world, but it does not have any advanced build settings. It just has free resources and nice weather. Now, to get into our saucer, we obviously need to take this middle piece out again. So we are going to turn it into a corner piece and store it. And now we have our hole. And as you can see, it's now starting to look like a saucer. Now we need to put half walls around the edge. I use the enclave one. Bear in mind, if you're using a different set, that I'm just trying to show you one that has a front and a back. These will go on inside out. Just go around and place all your walls around. To do the roofs, we will be doing like we did here, but the roofs will not snap on to the front of the walls, or they will snap onto the front of the walls, but the front of the walls are this way. This one needs to be that way around. So we will snap the wall on. And that's the wrong way around. I always position them, each one individually, because if you do them all at the same time, you might find that some are the wrong way around. It's difficult to tell. So just go around and do this. Now, when you get to these walls, you might have a problem. I have tried putting the flat roof on top first, but it did not work. I could not get. Now this roof here will not go on because of this wall, so you can actually just temporarily take those off. So just go around doing every other one as before. So you should have something that looks like this. We're now going to flamer trap them. Same as before, we're just going to use a flamer trap on a portable toilet. So it should now look like this. And we are going to do the same again on the missing pieces. Come on, go on. It is the right way round. Right, now we need to put the roofs on. I am going to put the walls back up. They should go on. If this one is a problem, just change this roof temporarily. So now we need to do the flat roof, and we are going to do what we did down below. We are going to create this cross pattern. If you ever have a problem getting a piece in, just flamer trap the roof, or if this piece hadn't gone in, you can always move the roofs into a downward position to get them out of the way. So now we need to flamer trap these. It might be difficult to set up your toilet stand in there, so I would suggest you come out here and do it. And then just jump up with it. Oh, for goodness sake. If you can. And because the toilet should sit on the sloped roof, you should be able to. If you find, like I have, that it is not tall enough and you can't get it through the flamer trap roof, I would suggest you put it on something else. So I am going to try and put it on a stash box. You could even try 2 stash boxes, or do this. There we go. It will go, I know, because I've done it in the past. Sometimes it will only go on 1 stash box, and then you have to put the other stash box on top like this. Build order when stacking junk is still a problem. Right. I think that might work. Obviously I can't reach it from here, so I'll have to go up here. Try not to flame a trap yourself, it will hurt. Don't forget to pick it up by the bottom stash box. Unfortunately, because we don't have anything in the middle here, right, now we need to do the last piece of roof. And because this wall is backwards again, we will have to put that one on temporarily. I want it the other way. Can I select it? There we go. Make sure that you are snapping it to the correct piece. And I think we are there. Now, these walls won't come off at the moment. We have to go repair everything. Whoops. Even when you have a hole, you can sometimes not get up here. Right. To get these walls off, you might need to do a bit of finagling with your roofs. It's the ones that are intersecting that are causing the problem. No. It will work. I've done it. Right. Now this one is a spare one, so we can take that off, or we can in a minute when we've got everything. Let's put this one up. This one up. This one up. And take these off now. Same here. It's just trial and error really, which one is causing... Well, it was just the one on the flat roof that was causing the problem. Actually, probably because it was attached to it. It was holding it up. So we can take these off. We do have a floating roof now out there, but we can take that out in a minute. Again, with this one, we have a spare piece here. We will turn it into a corner and remove it. This one, we will turn it into a corner. We can take this wall off. We can make this flat again. And the same with this one. Turn it into a corner, remove the wall. Make that flat again. I think I have a spare piece of roof up here somewhere. Yep, we should. This is a spare piece, and it will just come off. Now, I have got some flickering, but it's fine. I'm going to go around and change one of these into a glass piece. You don't need two pieces in the middle. You will have a gap. Actually, I'm not sure you will have a gap. Let's have a look. No, there will not be a gap, so you can take that one off. I was going to turn this one into a glass piece to get some light in there. Obviously, if you don't have the glass pieces, you can't do that. We can take all of these walls down now. We don't need them. I'm always a bit paranoid. I try and take them down as late as I can in case something goes wrong and I need to replace a piece. So our basic UFO is now complete. We can put wallpaper on these walls because the inside is facing out. I used this star wallpaper to make it a stealth ship. We now need to remove these extra floors. Be very careful, do not lose the one in the middle. When you get to this point with your floor removal, stop. I have also put an extra floor out here that's lined up with these in case something goes horribly wrong. We cannot lose this position. It will make things complicated. This is the middle floor. We are going to temporarily move it out of the way. I also hid a generator in this because I am not going to merge the PowerPoint down. You can actually stick it on the side while your generator up, and then just using foundation snapping you can merge the generator into the foundation like so. Right, we now need a symptomatic. If you don't have this plan, it comes from Daily Ops. They are quite often available in player vendors. And we are going to need a sleeping bag. Place your symptomatic on the sleeping bag so that you can pick it up by the sleeping bag, and then take your camp widget over here and place it somewhat in the middle. We can adjust the final position at the end, and we are going to place. Right, this needs to obviously go this way a bit. We are going to place the sleeping bag on top of the camp widget. It will. Oh, I did this so many times the other day and it worked perfectly. If you can't get it to go under the UFO, which apparently I'm having a problem with today, take it out. Now, by selecting the sleeping bag, you make the symptomatic go up. And if you can't do it under your UFO, you can just take it over here and line it up. I built this on a regular server, and this just worked perfectly. So I don't know why it's being so tricky today, but there we go. But you hit a problem, there is usually a solution. We need to go up a little bit more. That's looking about right. And then we just have to make sure that it is in the centre. I think it needs to come this way a bit. You get the idea anyway. Now we need to flame a trap the sleeping bag, and as you probably noticed, it's on the ground, but there is a way around this. Take a rug. I like to use this one because it's small. And a pressure plate. Put the rug on the pressure plate. We will put our mannequin on to lower it. I've noticed lately that this is not always working every time. There we go. Then we are going to put our flamer trap on the rug. And, oh, for goodness sake, you're being an absolute pain today. We will, by selecting the rug, you will see that the flamer trap is going down through the ground. Now again, this may take some trial and error to get your nozzles where you want them. But as you can see, the flamer trap has sunk through the ground. Now, this is my second attempt at this because I actually managed to make the nozzles too low. You can keep going so that it lines up with the top one, but I'm always worried about losing it under the ground, so we have flamer trapped our sleeping bag, which means we can now put our foundation back. We can take these foundations off. I put steps all the way around. And then I use the Death Ray Bug Zapper to sort of simulate a charging. Now you will notice, because we flamer trapped the sleeping bag, that the symptomatic has disappeared. That's fine. You just need to go to your camp widget and repair all. And now we have our symptomatic elevator. Now, there is a big step, so you either need to jump, or what I did was I just used this mat and lined it up. Now, obviously you can, before you flamer trap your sleeping bag, you can line up the sleeping bag and the symptomatic, whichever way you want, but I am just going with what it was. So I am taking that point there as the middle and converting 3 of these to glass to create a windscreen. So that is pretty much it. You have a Zetan Stealth ship. I hope that all made sense. It was certainly an interesting video to do, and you don't know how many outtakes there were. I'm not going to show you how to build the cabin, it's very basic. This is the interesting bit. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked the build. Let me know what you think in the comments below. That's all from me today. Thank you for watching.